If you've grown up as a highly sensitive person, or recently found out you were a starseed or an empath, then you know how difficult it can be to meet others like you. Things affect you in subtle ways that don't seem to affect others at all. For example, a fluorescent office light. For you, the buzzing would be loud and disruptive, the light intense and invasive, making it nearly impossible to take your focus off of it and get your work done. Everyone else around you appear unbothered. When you bring it up to your coworkers, they look at you funny, like a dog that turns its head sideways when you make a funny sound to them. They might even say something like, "You're so sensitive," not meaning any harm, but it still stings. You get overwhelmed and overstimulated easily by crowds, lights, noise, smells. You find serenity in being alone. It's a time to rest and drop the masks and fake personas that the world demands of you. A time to be free of others' invasive energies. Sounds deeply affect you. If it's not a pleasant sound, it can destroy your peace, make you feel like you're being held hostage by something out of your control. On the other hand, music is healing. It brings up and out all of your troubles, frustrations, sadness, joys, creativity, whatever needs to be released or expressed. Because you are so sensitive, you have a heightened awareness. Your senses are in overdrive, sensing everything all at once and having to analyze them quickly before someone notices you're not paying attention or doing what you're supposed to be doing. You may appear to others as being spacey, checked out, or constantly daydreaming. Little do they know, you are observing your surroundings in full detail. You may not know the hair color of the person that just entered the room or what they were wearing, but you know if they are safe to be around. You know their emotions and state of mind because you sensed the change in energy when they walked in. You quickly analyzed your new situation while the person you're with was talking. This is why you're so exhausted at the end of the day, why partying, drinking, and hanging out in crowds seems undesirable to you, and why you'd rather be home with your comforts. You connect with animals and nature so much deeper because you sense their energy. They are not hostile. They are not overstressed, overworked, underpaid, and rejected because they exist as they are. They are still, present, and at peace. A presence you can be a part of and thrive in. If you try to explain this to anyone who is not highly sensitive, they simply can't comprehend it. They don't experience the world through heightened senses, so they can't relate or understand, making you feel alone, weird, unloved, and unsupported by the entire world because it won't change or adjust to your needs, but you're expected to change and adjust to theirs, which is impossible because it takes its toll. You get through it while you're young, you survive for as long as you can, but as you age, your body becomes exhausted. Your nervous system has been in overdrive since you were born. It can no longer sustain this overstimulation. You realize you must make some serious changes and adjustments to your life because it becomes painfully obvious that you cannot survive in this way much longer. Your organs begin shutting down one by one, usually beginning with your filters: liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder. Your heart hurts all the time. Your digestive system cannot function. Your immune system is spent and can no longer protect you in the way that it used to. This is where your sensitivities are no longer an idea that separates you from others and makes you lonely. No longer a crutch that you can use to stay away from large crowds or overstimulating events. This is where your sensitivities become very real and life-threatening if you don't quickly figure out a way to relax your nervous system. So many of us have no idea what to do at this point. We turn to Western medicine, but just like everything else in this world, it does not support the highly sensitive person. You must find another solution, or face the consequences very soon. Here, in this vulnerable, lonely, and frightening place, we all have a choice, a decision to be made. Do we lean into our sensitivities and listen to what they are trying to tell us? Or do we continue to ignore their cries for help and continue living life unsupported? I made the choice to listen, and what my body showed me was an unrelenting storm of chaos that it could no longer sustain. It was begging for help, begging me to give myself some compassion. How did I listen? How did I hear what it was telling me? Meditation. I had to shut up. How can anyone hear anyone else if they're always yapping? This act of compassion was the beginning of a deep companionship. As I listened and used my gift of sensitivity on myself to sense where the problems were, over time I developed a unique way to communicate with my body. And all I had to do was listen. It told me everything I needed to do, like how to breathe, and how the lack of oxygen in my organs was causing a lot of the damage. My body told me that I needed to become aware of it when I was out in public. Rather than using my sensitivities to assess my external situation, I needed to use them to assess my internal situation. When I was around a hostile person, how did my muscles respond? How did my breathing change? How could I learn to control my nervous system? How could I speak to my body in a calm way and let it know that it was safe, even in large crowds? No matter what happens externally, how could I keep calm internally? The more that I practiced keeping calm and stabilizing my breath, the more my organs got a chance to rest and recover. My body told me that I could help it even further by using my intentions to clear out the old negative energies and breathe in new, fresh, positive energies, and that I could learn to protect these new positive energies from being leaked out or taken by others. And as I followed its instructions, the pains in my organs lessened. My breath became deeper and more stable, and I could feel the subtle energies of oxygen moving through my body. I learned how to direct this oxygen to the places that it hurt the most, becoming an energy healer for myself. My body now moves this energy on its own. I hold the intention to let the healing energy flow to where my body needs it most, and my hands direct the healing energy intuitively. This is how I found purpose in my sensitivities. I learned they were not a curse, but rather a gift. The world is changing now and slowly making adjustments because there are now so many of us who cannot function, much less make a living, in these unstable, chaotic environments. Suicide rates, disease, and illness are off the charts, and no one seems to have answers. The answer is to go within. Think of your body as a very intelligent animal that is scared, overstimulated, overwhelmed, and traumatized. Show your body some compassion, like you would any other animal. How would you love an animal back to health? You would give it attention. You would pet it and hug it to calm its nerves, clean, bandage, and care for its wounds, bathe it in healing waters, and anoint its skin and fur with natural medicines. Realize that this animal that has been carrying around the burdens of this life needs you more than ever. Love it unconditionally, and I promise you, it will show you love back. It will become the best companion you could ever ask for, giving back to you in the form of energy to accomplish your healing, finding new ways to make you happy and youthful again. Only then can you accomplish your hopes and dreams of being free from this highly insensitive society. Learn to harness this gift of sensitivity and direct it inward, rather than giving your power away or letting it go to waste. How can you use them to learn to take back control of your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and reactions to things happening outside of you? If you are young, my advice is to do this as early as possible to avoid devastating damage to your organs. Yes, it is something that sets you apart from most of society. But the sooner you begin to perceive your sensitivities as a gift, the sooner you will harvest the advantages they give you. Like being able to predict how subtle energies will affect the outcome of your situation. In other words, being psychic. You hold the ability to connect with energy. Everyone does, but you have an advantage. You can connect on a much deeper level. You can manipulate the energies through your will, becoming an alchemist who creates their own reality. The possibilities are endless when you learn how to harness your power. But first, you must learn to use them on yourself, to heal your body, and calm your nerves from the damage that's already been done. Listen, and your body will guide you. Peace and love.